I want to know what your audiences have been like, other than the lady with her ear, with her fingers in her ear in Edmonton. Have they generally been kind for these shows that you've done here and there?
Yeah, no, entirely kind. I mean, even the woman, again, with the fingers plunged in her ears, that's not lack of kindness. It's and I don't take it personally. But kind, yeah, entirely. I mean, it's not easy being an audience member, you know. It's a fairly self-conscious thing when you're watching a band. I've been through it myself, how hard to rock, whether to, you know, do eighth notes with your head or more halftime. And you're on display, your performance. Everyone's performing in a show and in their own way.
That's really interesting that you say that. I find that fascinating for a guy who has lived on a small stage, on a big stage, on various different stages with lights in your eyes. Also, you know, 20, 30,000 people seeing you, and you know that there's people at the very back of the hall that have paid just as much, if not similar, to the people that are standing right in front of you. So you have to give it to both. I find that fascinating that you as a musician care about that, because I've always thought, if I can kind of sidetrack us a little bit here, I've always thought that there's a little bit of an invisible wall between the artist on stage and the person in the hall. And the trick is for both the person watching the show and the band and the artist on stage is you have to not erase, but you have to get as close to that either side of that wall as possible. Is that making sense to you?
Oh, entirely.
And do you feel that as a musician on stage?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of fixated with it. I mean, in film they'd call it the fourth wall, and, you know, the proscenium arch or the apron of the stage, these terms that it does sometimes seem like there's a plastic membrane between the performer and the audience, but I definitely set myself to the task of breaking that down whenever possible. Last Hip tour, we were playing kind of theaters, and those seats just looked too inviting, so I just walked out to the soundboard on the backs of those seats, which doesn't make me a heck of a guy, but it's just amazing how I mean, for a show to be great, something has to happen, and I think empathy is a good place to start, just to empathize with each other. We're all here, we're never going to be here again, all of us in the same place, in the same way. What we are doing is disappearing as we're doing it. As much as you try and capture it on your phone, or it is disappearing. It's art, and everybody's part of it, and I don't take that lightly.
You have a computer, a Mac, I believe that is in front of you. What were you going to do? Did you want to play something, or what are we doing here? I'm gonna kind of pass the realms of this interview to you for a second.
It was floated to me when I came in that I could just play whatever I wanted.
I didn't even know who that guy was, by the way.
Yeah, and anyway, Dunner told me I could, and so here I've done it. And looking through my iTunes library, came up with a song by the Cribs, which some of your listeners might recognize as three Scottish brothers.
Okay.
From Scotland.
I was going to say, was it like
are they from Scotland?
Are they like the Proclaimers plus one?
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Anyway, this is old Cribs, but it's something that my son and I really connect with, and music that we really love, and so I guess if there was a theme, I thought I'd pick a song or two that he and I like. So this is a band that me and Louie like, and you want me to just
press? Let's press play.
It's called Our Bovine Public.